afternoon, good morning, depending where you are. Basically, three messages I want to convey in this webinar. One, climate emergency is real. It's already here. Second, AI is creating problem for the power systems. And third, AI can also be an enabler of solving the problem. So let me give you my background. I did my PhD in 70s on solar cells. And the kind of solar cells I work for my PhD thesis, they were not commercialized at that time. But today, 50% of the market is based on this concept which I generated in my PhD thesis. I have worked extensively in semiconductors. So both sides, whether it's energy and information, are the same thing. And I won't claim myself as AI expert as many of you are. But in 1994, we had a project. I was the principal investigator. And we could simulate a cockroach brain, which needs probably 7 or 8, 10 neurons. That's all we could do. So for folks who are in this business, three things have happened. And I'll come back on a slide also, but let me just share it right now. The shrinkage of the semiconductor world enabled you to the point that you can get as many information you want to store and send it back and forth anywhere it's possible today. It was not possible 30 years back. Then there are other advancements, and that credit will go to something like Google came up with a software package which can solve the problem in 2017. And third, the most important is NVIDIA. They had a platforms in 2007 when nobody was even talking about AI. So I just want to bring your attention that many of you are just talking about algorithmic or societal impact or other things. Very important to understand that without solving the hardware problem, power problems, the growth will not be what you are expecting. So let me start with the outline. This is what I'm going to talk about it. Climate challenge. AI is creating phenomenal needs of green electric power. We are going to analyze current status of green electric power. And most important that we can solve these problems if we switch from the DC to AC, AC to DC, and it has to be end-to-end, not anywhere in between AC. And the last most important point that AI is also an enabler in providing higher energy efficiency of the power system. So those who have the ability to work in this area, there are a lot of tremendous opportunities from the hardware point of view, not just from the software point of view. I'll just quickly mention to you about this whole climate issue, and you can see all kinds of effects written here, whether it's the weather patterns you are facing with flooding, high temperature, water problem, even economic disruption, agriculture production, food, conflict, all relates to climate emergency. And each one of you is having in which part of the world you are, but you are seeing unusual high temperatures, or where there should be cold, you have heat, or where it should be heat, they have cold. So it's not anymore a question that is it real or not, it's already here. The question is that how do we survive, how do we solve the problem? As far as the real cause, you can see this slide here. 80%, actually 81%, I would say just more than 80%, we are using dirty energy. So fossil fuel is not getting away. Whether it's oil, natural gas, or coal, they may differ from the variety may be slightly different, that coal is worse than oil, natural gas, but they all are source of trouble. I will not spend too much time on nuclear energy. It's here, it will remain here, it's not going to disappear, and it has to do with the defense aspect. Countries, more than one, who don't have nuclear weapons, they are creating nuclear weapons today, because that's the only way to show your muscles. So nuclear is not going to disappear, countries will follow. But the good news is that the cost is so high